to evolve your self-concept so that you can have better dominion over your mind and in turn your reality, because your mind is the universe, is your universe essentially. And if you can have control of yourself, then you can control the universe. So to evolve yourself, your self-mastery, your self-concept, you need to be able to detach from the perception of others, because the perception that others project onto you is essentially like it's like a limitation that's, if you accept their perception of you, you're imposing those limitations onto yourself. So you need to be able to detach from these perceptions. And all you have to do to detach from these perceptions is to come to the understanding of the nature of perceptions in the first place. One is that no one will ever see the real you, because people can only meet you as far as they've met themselves. You know, it's because people can only perceive their level of consciousness. People can only see within others what they can see within themselves in the first place. They can only find faults in others if they have those faults within them too. You can only see the good in others if you're able to cultivate the good within yourself. So people can only meet you as far as they've met themselves in their self-concept. And people can also have preconceived notions. And what preconceived notions essentially are is like stereotyping, or they judge by appearances, or they have they judge by appearances. So maybe they box you in a certain demographic, or they box you in a they gauge your level of intelligence based on the way you present yourself physically, let me say. They don't really care about what's within, they care about what's without. But it's not about what you have on you, it's about what you have in you. And never forget that. Always remind yourself of that fact every single second of the day, that it's not about what I have outside of myself, it's about what I have in my mind. And nothing outside of myself is real. The only real thing is what is within my mind. And as long as you can get that to marinate in your mind every single day, you'll be able to perceive the causes behind all the effects more promptly, more easily, more promptly. So respect only your view of things and not the view of others. You allowing other people's perceptions to control you is to let them control your entire reality. Only you know what's best for yourself. You don't want what someone else is trying to give to you, in a way. Especially if they're not in a position that you see yourself in, that you want to see yourself in at least. So anything you experience from another human being, don't take it personally. Don't get emotionally involved. Try not to argue as much or at all. Because arguments is, is getting it. Because engaging in argument is a sign of, you want emotional stimulation. It's a natural thing anyway. Sometimes I find myself in the middle of a debate or argument with especially close people in my life. But once you realize you're in an argument, you're getting emotionally involved, you have to learn to let it go and try to change the trajectory of where the conversation is going. Just let them have it, tell them that they're right. Or you, now instead of trying to argue present your information as facts and push it onto them as facts, you try to see what you can understand from their point of view. Just keep prompting them, why this, why that, ask them questions about what they think, without trying to let your ego run things by trying to one up them or correct them right on anything. Turn the interaction into a useful interaction for yourself, your evolution, your understanding of how human beings work. because you want to be a scientist, not the thing in the experiment. You want to be a scientist. Think like a scientist, not like a human being. And a human being gets emotionally involved in the 3D illusionary realm, in the 0.0035% of reality that we can perceive with our eyes. The rest of reality, the other percentage of reality that's real, is the reality in our minds. 0.35% is the percentage of light that refracts into our eyes. If you do, I believe it's physics. If you do physics, you'll know this. So don't take anything personal. Take it as an experience that you're meant to experience for your own spiritual growth. Resist the need to have an input, to have it to look right. Resist that urge. Hold off and see what you can extract spiritually for yourself, for your own spiritual growth. You want to cultivate your mental and spiritual power, and you don't do that by explaining yourself away, trying to defend it, presenting it information like it's something to defend. Because once you start to explain yourself, you've handed the power over to that person. You've relinquished your power. You've gotten off your tower to meet them at their level. And you've given them the power of the power of them being able to either validate your information or invalidate your information. So refrain from arguing, refrain from explaining yourself, because at the end of the day, people will only be able to perceive you as much as the inner work that they've done within themselves. They can only react relative to what they have within themselves. And knowing that truth, focus on what's within you too when interacting with people. And remember that life is reacting to what is within you as well. As above, so below. As within you, so without you in your universe. So extrapolate the mechanics of the universe to how we are here on the earthly plane. If you made it this far, like and subscribe. If you didn't subscribe, I still appreciate you watching this far. Keep evolving and stay blessed.